And after listening to everything, baby, she right.
A black woman is agreeing with a white German woman that black women are not competition to white women. Can 2024 just be done already?
This German woman felt it was going to be a good day to call out Black American women. And this has been going viral. It has been on my FYP. I've just been seeing hashtag like German women are not in competition with Black American women. Like Black American women are not their competition at all because they are not the same. She went on to talk about how she doesn't operate the way Black American women operate, and that she is not loud, she's not masculine, and whatever name and tags that you can think of that Black American women have been tagged as, she says she's nothing like that. And because of that, because she's not like that, she has been able to badge an average African American man. That's exactly her words. You guys are going to hear it from her yourself because I'm literally not making this up, and I have been seeing a lot of reaction. It's just so very funny because there are some Black women as well agreeing to what this woman said, and I just cannot understand their own point of view at all. Either ways, I have put together our video, and as well the stage of the people agreeing and the people not agreeing to our video. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but
I wanted to talk about that German woman who had a lot to say about Black women, but I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to say what no one else is saying. This woman took to the internet to let the entire world know how small of a person she is. She is bragging about bagging low-hanging fruit. Let me explain. She says that according to her man, who happens to be Black women do not treat him right. He's never had a good relationship with a Black woman. And that says a lot about who he is and what he attracts. And he ends up with this German white woman. He is attracting poor partners because he is a poor partner. Like I said, low-hanging fruit. Trash attracts trash. Now, we all get into bad relationships. But if you've only ever experienced bad relationships into your grown adult age, there is something wrong with you. You have to take some accountability. You blaming an entire demographic of women for your poor dating experiences and your poor choices is the same as sitting on your porch and blaming the government for being sick, for being poor, for living the way that you do, for being miserable. It just doesn't make any sense. To the German woman who scooped up that Black man who does not like Black women, you did us all a favor. For all the Black women, you did us a favor. You and that man are a match made in heaven, and you guys should stay together. Stick together for as long as you can because no one else wants you. Trust me. They don't.
Why would that German woman eat us up like that? And when I say us, I mean us as black women. If you haven't seen the video, the woman came out, German women, talking about how black American women are no competition, like none at all. And she stood 10 toes on it, confidently said it. And honestly, y'all, there's no lies. Unfortunately, she felt comfortable saying that because it's true. We are not feminine women. We are not raised to respect, to be kind, to be nurturing, to be caring of our black men. And unfortunately, what they're doing, they're coming in and swooping them right on up because we are leaving the door right on open. They know how to talk to men. They know how to treat black men. They know how to love them properly, how to support them properly. And they have no problem doing it. And my issue is, right, us as black women, we want to sit back and talk about, well, why we can't do it and why we can do that. We don't do it because we don't want to. And we're not taught to want to do it. We're not taught to respect men. And we know this is the thing, right? We know that there's men out here who black men who would prefer a woman of a different race. Got it. You know, it might be her hair, whatever. You know, the exoticness. I got it. But we also want to face the fact that black men are choosing women of other race because of our attitude. They don't want to deal with our attitudes. They don't want to deal with a masculine woman. So instead of us trying to deflect and say, oh, it's about her hair, it's about her eyes, it ain't about that. It's about her attitude. The way that she loves him, the way that she treats him, the way that she talks to him. That's what a man wants. Any man wants that. I don't want the woman who's going to be aggressive. It ain't about her being a white woman with long hair. No, it's about her being a kind woman who supports me, who respects my opinion. But we get so caught up in, I ain't listen to no man. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I have to be masculine. This is my situation. Nothing I could do about it. And it is. It says you can change if you want to. You have to want to change. You have to want to change your situation. So until then, we're going to have more of that happening. We're going to have more of these women able to come out confidently, stand on what they mean, and be able to take our men. Because we let them. Because we don't care about them. So they said, well, we'll take them off your hand. Come over here, y'all. We'll love y'all over here properly. If that wasn't a wake-up call to y'all, black women, I don't know what it's going to take. Because it surely made me be like, wow. Why would that German woman eat us up like that? And when I say us, I mean us as black women. If you haven't seen the video, the woman came out, German women, talking about how black American women are no competition, like none at all.
She didn't eat us up, Janine. She ate you up because you believe her. Because you believe what she's saying is true. And let's make this a conversation. But first, let me point out the hypocrisy in your video. One thing I have to say is all of this femininity, this softness, this grace that you're asking black women to have towards black men, you did not provide to black women in that video. And the best way to lead is by example. Now, I'm not going to pretend that there aren't any issues between black women and black men, but simplifying these great social issues, these relationship dynamics to just black women don't want to be nice, black women don't want to be soft, black women don't want to take care of their black men is so ridiculous. And it's highly dismissive of what's truly happening between black men and black women. And just to begin, this is a two-way problem, which means both parties have to decide to work on the issues. Because in my perspective, most of the relationship issues between black men and black women stems from the anti-blackness and the bias that they have with one another. And frankly, there are two main groups responsible for ostracizing black women and basically labeling them as masculine and aggressive within this era. And unfortunately, that's black men and that's other black women like yourself. See, personally for me, I don't believe black women to be aggressive or masculine. I believe black women to be a bit more dominant. That's true. But black women are some of the most sensible, soft, and sweet women I've ever met in my life. I know because I'm one and I've encountered plenty others. There is a problem between the relationships of black women and black men, but that doesn't exist for everybody because there are plenty of black women and black men who are engaging in loving and wonderful relationships. While these black women may have characteristics that you may perceive as aggressive and masculine, like you said in your video. And if your target audience is black women, basically, to teach black women to be softer, more nurturing, more this, that, and the third, why would you not start with the inner workings of the self? Because that's where things starts. Instead, you're stitching this German woman who's violently generalizing an entire population of black people. I mean, generalizing an entire demographic of people just to make herself look better. And this resonated in your ears because perhaps you share the same sentiments. But frankly, there's a reason why women in America tend to be more dominant. And just so you know, it's not a uniquely black women trait here. It probably started within their household, looking at their mothers have to handle every single thing around the house. Maintenance, work, childcare, home care, all of that. Even if they came from dual parents household, you will understand that a lot of women had to watch their mothers play the mother and the father's role, which is why we have terms like single married women, which is why we also have an abundant amount of women choosing to stay single. You don't cater to any of that though. You just want to blame the whole thing on Black women. But there's a reason as to why when you see a lot of Black women or Black men leave like Black relationships that just didn't work out, they tend to act as they should in other relationships. One of the reasons being the lack of social bias there. And of course, there can be anti-Blackness and racism in those relationships, but we're not talking about the bad. We're talking about the good. But anti-Blackness runs deep within, and it also stems in our relationship. Stop labeling Black women as masculine and aggressive. Honestly, I can talk about this for hours, so I think I might make a second part to this because I'm not done.
Every time I get on here, I see stuff from dating coaches and I guess well-meaning people talking about how Black women are the bottom of the dating pool. When they surveyed people, Black women were the least desirable to their own race and the least desirable to other races. And as someone who's traveled extensively, I'm going to tell you that that's not true. First of all, I want to see what that population sample size is, and it's probably American. Because as someone who's been to Europe, who's been to Eastern Europe, and who's been to many parts of Africa, let me tell you that that's not true. I've seen way too many interracial kids, way too many Black and white German kids, Polish kids for that to be true. But there seems to be this concerted effort in the United States to continuously remind Black women of their place. Because I never placed myself at the bottom of the social dating rank until people kept telling me, oh yeah, Black women are the least desirable. Who said? And this rhetoric and I guess propaganda, in my opinion, is very obvious to me because I was raised around other Black people. I was raised in Black spaces and was told that it's okay to be who I am. Coming to the United States is the first time that I've been in trouble for being myself. In the moment, the feedback was, why is she so confident? Or kind of like, oh, she's my wild child, or she's so wild. When in hindsight, I was just acting like a white boy in terms of confidence and the knowing that I belong in this space, because I was not raised in the United States. I was not raised with these subtle messages telling me as a Black woman all the time that I need to be knocked down a few pegs. I don't shrink myself in white spaces or spaces that are not predominantly Black women because it doesn't matter. I know that I belong there and I deserve to be there no matter what. Black women in the United States are beaten down psychologically and have been told that they have a place and they need to stick to it. We're told to tame our hairs, tame our clothing, tame how we speak, tame every single aspect of ourselves in order to be okay in certain spaces, whereas everybody else can be disheveled and messy and their true selves. And it's heartbreaking when I see this as a Black person that doesn't conform, because on one hand, I get in trouble all the time in white spaces when I don't know my place. But at the same time, I'm in these spaces, I meet Black women, women of color that are much more competent, know much more about what's going on, but do not speak up. And I understand them. I understand why they feel this way, because speaking up, as I mentioned, gets you in trouble. And it's so heartbreaking to me. And I guess my takeaway from this to Black women in the United States is to leave this country. Okay? Go to Germany. You don't even have to go to Africa. Go to Europe. Skip France. But go to Europe. And I promise you, you're something in your brain is gonna like shift. And you're gonna understand that you've been brainwashed your whole life. And it's not true.
German woman got on the internet and said that American women are no competition. Me personally, as a Black woman who's married, I wasn't offended. I wasn't offended because what she said, generally speaking, is very true. Before you say it's not all women, obviously not. However, it's too many of us. And when it comes to us as Western American women, specifically Black women, we have men actively looking to leave and seek other women. I don't see any other countries looking to come and get Western women. Instead of getting offended and upset and hyper peed off, why don't we start looking at it as a way on how we can improve ourselves to do better? We demand that our men behave better, that they work harder, that they become better men, while simultaneously getting upset at anybody who critiques us. It just gives off hypocrisy. We are asking for something that we are not willing to do ourselves. And it's understandable why men would run away from that. I also want to point out that in that video specifically, she never mentioned black women. Not once did black woman come out of her mouth. But it's really funny that it's a lot of black women that assume that's who she was talking about. Either way, you wanted to make it about black women, so here we are making it about black women. We need to do better. For the women who get it, you're just gonna get it. And I really hope that you have happy, healthy, healed relationships.
What do you guys think about this conversation? Like, literally, I feel like the one that gets me annoyed the most was the lady literally supporting this German woman, like bringing down a whole demographic of people to make herself look good and, hyping herself up for bagging an average African American man. And she's right there literally agreeing to what they said. I feel like we all can agree that it's a lie. The way the media has literally painted black women. So I would like to hear what you guys think about that. This person said, why would you listen to a German woman's opinion when she probably saw like 3 black women ever? Ideas of femininity is rooted in white womanhood. We aren't achieving that. And the German woman bragged about having an average black man who wished them nothing but the best. This one said, throughout my marriage, I was told to be soft and gentle with him. All this while, he was gaslighting me and setting me up to fail. Nah. Ladies, be yourself regardless of the labels and stigmas. Another person said, oh my gosh, the part where you said that it tends to be American black women to be more dominant is true. What this country has put us through has not given us the opportunity to be soft. We have to stay strong to uphold our families, husbands, and community. Meanwhile, in other countries, black women tend to be more soft and submissive to others because their cultures wasn't ripped away from them by their oppressors the way ours have been. Please correct me if I am wrong. This person said, not only do I not care to be in competition with any woman, if we aren't, why are you worried about us? Exactly. That's the question. You can as well just badge your man and focus on your life. Why are you so damn worried to the point where you have to set a camera to bring down an entire demographic for you to feel good? Like, for you to think that you've done something good in the world. Why mention us? Additionally, Eurocentric femininity never included us. When black men tell white women these negative things about black women, it is a manipulation tactics to get the white women to behave the way they want them to. And they always fall for it. I've seen this comment on another video, in fact, not related to this at all. And it kind of sounds like the truth. This person said, what is crazy is, as black women, all we do is take care of everyone besides ourselves. Let them have these black men that they love so much. And that is the truth. If they feel like they can talk down on their own people just to be with another woman, then you can have them. They are definitely not for them. Basically, that's what they are saying. And the fact that she was so concerned to even film a video and start talking about that, if she was that happy with this man, we don't think there would have been time and space to be able to sit down, set a camera, and literally start bringing down an entire demographic. Let me hear what you guys think about this woman's video, and what do you think about the speech, and particularly what do you think about the woman in black shirts literally supporting what this lady said. Let me hear your take in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one.